What's happening? Welcome back to another installment of the Mad Bald Man's Build Garage. I am the Mad Bald Man. Why am I mad? Let me tell you why I'm mad. I see all these really cool builds when I go looking through the exhibition or I go and look on YouTube, and man, there's some really cool ones, and the mega ones are what get me. You see these massive things like, you know, tank tracks inside of tank tracks inside of tank tracks, and they've got these three massive guns on it, and virtually unstoppable. It's like a continent on its own, and they're really cool. But when I watch those videos, I have to try to say, okay, how can I scale that down? What do I have to lose? What cool things can I do? So I thought I would try to put together a build that's not an 80-piece build. It's a 60-piece build, because that's where I am, right? What am I? Am I a 9th level nomad and a 19th level engineer, right? So, I don't have a ton of pieces. I bought a couple packs around trucks and tanks, so I got some of those pieces. So I was going to try and build something as big and bad as I could, based on the stuff that I have, but also show you how you can build a part of it that's still pretty badass, but doesn't require that you have a ton of pieces. So do my best, see how this works out. So what I'm going to build today is a dual Tormentor, dual Harvester, Harpoon, Skinner, Cloaked, Chewer. That's really, I've named it Grinder because I've had just a few, just kind of melee grinds. If you've seen some of the other videos, you know that I like up close and personal. It doesn't have to be necessarily melee. I'm a fan of shotguns too. But man, I dig the idea of the Harvester, and I've had the builds where you got the over-under Harvester. But the problem I always had was the Harvester, while it's wide, just isn't wide enough, man. Those cars, they're trying to get away from you. They're slippery, man. They'll slide off the front of it, because you're under adrenaline, you're in the battle, and it's not always easy to keep those guys from kind of getting away. So what I was noticing with the Harvester is I would just scrape, and knock a few pieces off and then get pounded, because I just wasn't able to do enough damage right away to incapacitate the thing. Now, that was before before the Harvesters were pumped a little, but at any rate, I thought I'd give this another shot, because I was in battle and I saw a guy's configuration, or what was left of his configuration, and I thought, it's interesting, I bet I could do this, so I want to share it with you. So let's see what we got. Try to build out the frame here. Now, like I say, it turns into a big build, but doesn't have to go that way. You kind of build out the frame. I've got the Bigfoot tires. And I went with the Bigfoot tires because I'm going to use a Cheetah engine. It's going to be in there. And since I've got the invisibility, I got the tormentors, I want something that'll cool those things down a lot faster. So going with Bigfoot tires and Cheetah is the way to go. So just kind of, I've got it lifted up. Let's see if we can get it back down on the ground a little bit. So I went with the Ghost Cabin because I'm really trying to max out damage here, and I'll do a little bit of math for you once things are kind of put together. But you kind of know where I'm going to go, right? When you come out of invisibility, I have a 10-second invisibility, so that's additional 15%. I've got 2 Harvesters, of course, with contact they stack, and then the Tormentors. So we'll do a little bit of math, and as it turns out, this thing cranks out a considerable amount of damage. Alright, so Ghost Cabin, Harvester 1 and 2, So what just came on was one of the tormentors. I believe that was a second tormentor that just came on. Let's swing around kind of to the back. We'll take a look. What just came on there, see if I can highlight it underneath, getting through. Maybe, maybe not. That's my horn. Why so serious? Anyway, just the little things. So, let's keep throwing stuff back on here. That's my harpoon, because I am just a huge fan of the Harvester Spark combo and the Harvester Harpoon combo. I like the Harpoon a little bit better because you can drag people around and kind of rough them up. Generally mess with their self-esteem. Alright. Stuff is now appearing in the back. There's my Chameleon. Notice how I had a little cutout to drop it down underneath, because I dig that. It's also an undermount on the Skinner, because I tried to keep this thing short, because initially I was thinking, you know, do I try to cover it with an Aegis, but I didn't. In the end I decided to try to go for more damage. Alright. So, of course, we have our Apollo, because this thing uses every piece of that 16-point energy thing that I've kicked up. Right now I'm at 15 of 16, as you can see. 2 harvesters, the harpoon, and the cloak. And the tormentors. And here's the cheetah. Notice every 100 meters passed by the car, reduce remaining module drone and turret cooldowns by 20%. But then you come down here to the Bigfoots. So that's a travel counter on the engine. So the Bigfoots pump it by 50%. So instead of being every 100 meters, it's every 50 meters. And that makes a difference, because I'll tell you what, man, the tormentors and my invisibility charge back up just boom fast. Alright, now we're going to start armoring up. Kind of looking at the back, side part, APC rear, because, well, it is in fact the rear. I'm going to use one of those Avia slopes because it looks cool and provides some kind of back armor. I didn't really have enough pieces to cover it, plus it makes it obvious that you're covering something, so we'll see how this rolls. This should be the small square panels I put back there. You'll see why I needed just a filler. We'll have another one on the other side. Oh, I guess we'll line this one out first. Alright, so I guess I'll start building the wall here. Truck door, because why not a truck door? I guess we'll jump over here now, because I can't remember the order I took this stuff off in. There's our square, our truck door. Where am I going to go next? I don't know. Let's see. What pieces come on next? There we go. Alright, so we've got these side parts, because, man, they got solid durability. Here's a little buggy floor, because I need to just prop that armor piece on top of it. Another side piece. I don't know what just happened there, but something got added. Oh, yeah, man. Truck nuts. You gotta have them. Oh, 2 truck nuts, because, well, you usually have 2. There's a kind of a back belt, because most people take shots in that general area, so I tend to beef up a little bit. And now we've got pretty much everything there. We should start probably building out the sides now. And this is kind of where I wanted to say, like, hey, look, right? All the weapons are on there, right? Pretty much a fair amount of cover is here. right? You're in an 8750 power score. You've only used 41 total parts. Your durability is north of 1,000. This is something you could run around with and do well with, right? You don't have to build out something that's crazy mega in order to get out there and be competitive. Now, I went ahead and did it because I got the parts, and there are still 19 pieces that I can throw on there, so I kind of built out the sides a little bit. Well, add my horns in the back, because why not? Alright, so now I've got kind of a right AV fender, and I kind of built out some cover there for the back wheel. Doesn't really help with side shots, but when you're ramming into someone and grinding on them, this is the view they tend to have of you, so they're just laying everything they can down across the front of your vehicle to just, you know, stop you. So that's how I kind of added the armor on. Kind of a reverse facing panel. You can see the two kind of panels nose to nose. And then some additional cover for the wheels and a little bit of cover for the harvester. And then we'll kind of do the same thing over here as well. Alright, that gets us to 59 of 60 pieces. I'm kind of questioning which piece is left, but I'll hit Control Z. Of course, the plow up front, because it needed some weight to balance things, and it's got just awesome durability. I kind of protect the nose of our cabin. And then, of course, some decorations, Sayonara on the harvesters, and the Festive Avenger, because my name kind of has that animal in it, and I dig that it's a sticker in this game, so it's all over everything. Plus, I think it was on the market for like 3 coins, so I went ahead and grabbed it. Alright, so there it is, man. This is the Grinder 9. If you go, and I'll put this in the comments of the video, if you go into the exhibition, you can look for capital Grinder space capital I capital X. So that's Grinder 9, Roman numerals. And feel free to download it. It's there in all of its glory. The only thing is I didn't put the stickers on before I sent it to market, because people rarely have any of the stickers. It's just, I don't know, my thing. So let's take this for a drive and see how we do against ourselves. Well, against myself. Alright, so there I am. I'm out there. So like I said, right, getting 200% per harvester. When I activate the Tormentors, that adds another 100%, so that's 200 plus 200 is 400. Look at that, 570. See, and it's much easier to keep that thing in front of you with the double harvesters like that. And just notice, man, that cheetah is just ticking it up. Everything comes back really quick. No damage, we're still at 1723. Pretty cool build. Truck nuts swinging around, you know you're watching. You know it. Even at 12,000 kilograms, this thing can still just roll right up the mountain. Awesome. Pretty resistant to rollover because it's, you know, pretty wide, pretty heavy. Doesn't get those back wheels as far back as you can so that you got a quick turn radius. But overall, man, a lot of fun to play. Now, so let's talk about that, right? We got the 200 stacked percent on each. We have the Tormentors adding an additional 100%, so that's 200% plus 200% per harvester. And then if you're coming out of invisibility, I have a 10-second invisibility, so I get 15% coming out of invisibility, which adds another 60%, right? Because 15% of 400 is 60. So this thing, if I'm doing my math right, is like rocking 460% damage when you come out, turn on the tormentors, and go to town on somebody. So really cool build. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, hey, here's the harpoon. A really cool thing is it's dragging 12,000 kilograms. Like it's nothing. So cool. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll see you in game.